Moving now to some local education news. Belvidere students and staff return to the classrooms today.
Reporter Emily McMinn joins us with details on how the district and families are navigating this transition.
Several students and staff members found themselves in new homes this morning after the closure of Perry Elementary, with one family detailing how their student is adjusting to the big change.
We were devastated. We were actually, at all the board meetings, speaking our piece about it.
Jess Leonard and her fourth grade student Lincoln are just one of the families impacted by the closure of Perry Elementary School, sharing the big feelings from his first morning at Washington Academy.
He was very excited. He got nervous when we did get there, just kind of got really quiet.
The Belvidere School District spent the summer making the change happen.
We had staff that were really dedicated to trying to make sure that our Perry families were prioritized because we knew the level of change and transition that they were going through. So we did reach out to all of our Perry families, and we did everything we could to try to get them into their first place choice if we could.
Through the shift, Superintendent Cassandra Shug shares how potential staffing cuts ended up working out.
We had some retirements and some resignations, so we did experience some of that, but the great majority of Perry staff and the great majority of Perry students have transitioned to new sites.
As Lincoln gets into his fourth grade year, his mother shares they are being positive, but are simply worried about the size of the school for the small child.
Just a bigger community, you're not going to get that small, like everybody knows each other, where all staff knows every student.
Perry Elementary closed earlier this year after the district shared millions of dollars in repairs were needed to keep it running smoothly.
Thank you, Emily. And Belvidere Superintendent shares at this time they are working with a real estate broker to find a buyer for Perry Elementary.